So I'd like to adjourn it to see if, where things go with that.
Do you know how long of an adjournment you need? I mean, should we go out like longer? Do you know what I'm saying?
So from talking to the guys at the building department, they think it should be a relatively quick process in terms of getting preliminary approval from Eagle and telling them, if the township agrees, this is sort of what we're proposing. If we can, clear those hurdles to get sort of a preliminary okay from them, it should be a relatively quick process. I think getting the actual marina permit might be more involved. But I don't know that we need a super lengthy adjournment at this stage.
Okay, how much of an adjournment are you at? That didn't answer my question.
30 days?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have to get with Heather because this moves from Van Buren, the next 3 months you're with Judge Oakley, I think.
Okay.
So let me get a date. Hang on one second. Okay, so hang on just a second, Mr. Jones, and
Sure.
then do you on Miss Scott's case?
I'm sorry.
We have Krisha, another defendant.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
good. You're fine. Good morning, Miss Scott. How are you?
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I haven't had time yet, Miss Manarino. I see the pleas that are sitting here in a stack, but they didn't put them in the file, so I've got to negotiate around that. Or
I
does
don't
she?
have Miss Scott on my list.
Well, it could be. She might be an airport case. Let's see. Oh, and she has Mr. Nassar, and it is an airport case. So we so Miss Scott, as soon as we get Mr. Nassar, we'll do your case, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Just hang out. And then we have Mr. Abad joining us. Do you have that file, Miss Manarino?
I do not, Judge.
Must be another. And it is. It's another airport case. Good morning, sir. Can you hear me? Mr. Abad? Mr. Abad? All right, everybody just hang out for a minute. I'm trying to get a date right now.
Sure.
All right, Mr. Jones, we have April 15th at 8:30 with Judge Oakley.
April 15th, 8:30. Okay. Thank you very much.
And that'll be not with my Zoom, it'll be on Judge Oakley's, okay?
Yep, no problem. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Thank you, Judge.
Bye-bye.
And then we're waiting on Mr. Nassar. And then Mr. Aboud, can you hear me? Nope, no such luck. Good morning, Mr. Nunley. How are you? Are you my MIDC for today?
I am.
Lucky me.
You got
All
the
right.
best. You got the best.
Yeah, I heard that yesterday you said, I don't know why I'm even here.
Yeah, because all our schedules and
No. The state cases too, those are a little bit more challenging sometimes when they're the overweight. It's a little bit more out of the box on than what you're used to.
It was on the schedule as individual pretrial, which usually means you have like an assigned.
Oh, yeah, we have several of them, but we're gonna incorporate them starting next month. They're actually will be incorporated into our PCC docket this morning. So
Okay.
I had suggested to Teresa that whoever's assigned to arraignments should be able to do both.
Yeah.
And most of the time that's okay. I have to lately update the prosecutor on what the charge means too, because some of them are DNR things that you don't normally see, kind of out of the box charges. All right, well, let's try one more time. Wissam Aboud. Mr. Aboud, can you hear me? Yeah, we're not getting, all right, everybody, just hang out and wait. Thanks. Okay, so keep it out. Yeah. Can I put something here? Shoes.
Beach. He did. I carried the shoes in my hand, Bridget. You ain't close to it. That's respect in front of the judge.
Good morning, Miss Calloway. Can you hear me? Oh, I lost her. She was here. Oh, no. She must have hung up. Didn't you see her, Miss Manorino?
I did, Judge.
I don't know what happened to her.
I think-
Pardon?
I think, yeah, it's Mr. Calloway.
Oh, the first name is Paris. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Mr. McCaw, I can't read the rest of your name, or Miss Georgia. Are you there?
Yes,
Good morning. What's your last name?
McCon.
Let me look up your file. I've got you. Miss Manorino, is that your case?
It is, Your Honor. At this time, we're unable to make contact with the complainant in this matter, and so we would be dismissing it.
All right, do you understand that, Miss McCon? We're gonna dismiss this case, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're all set. Have a great day.
You too.
Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Calloway.
They
How
did. They were
are
just.
you? We thought we lost you. How
Hi.
are
How are
you?
you?
Good. People
I'm fine. How
versus
are you?
good. People versus Paris Calloway, Miss Manorino.
Your Honor, the offer in this matter is that Mr. Calloway pleads guilty to the interference. We'd ask the court to take that under HIDA for a period of 6 months.
Mr. Nunley, are you there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, no, I see you, Mr. Calloway. Mr.
Oh, this
Nunley,
is.
yes?
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna ask the court-appointed attorney to talk to you. Hang on just a second, Mr. Calloway, okay?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Nunley, did you hear HIDA 6 months,
Yes, I did.
$300?
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Calloway,
Yes.
can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
What I want you to do is I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with the court-appointed attorney. So what I want you to do, all you're gonna do in just a second, as soon as I click, I want you to just hit join, okay? And that'll
All right,
take you into
thank you.
private. You're welcome. I'll see you in a minute.
please. So this is what I want you to do.
Vincent. All right, did you, we don't have Mr. Calloway back. Let's get him back. Maybe. Apparently it's not letting me do that. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop the, there. Okay, that pushed him back. On recalling People versus Paris Calloway, Mr. Nunley.
Royce Nunley for the defendant. After speaking with Mr. Calloway in the breakout room, he has decided to avail himself of the prosecutor's office of HIDA for 6 months. He did want me to inquire with you if he would be able to travel during the term of his probation.
Yes.
Yes, he has a family vacation that he's going on.
Yeah, Mr. Calloway, are you back with us, Mr. Calloway?
Yes, but you're kind of frozen right now.
Yeah, you know what? Can you hear us okay?
I can hear you though.
Yeah, you know what? Is your phone number 313-539-1299?
Yes.
I'm gonna have Mr. Nunley call you and put you on speaker. Call, Royce, can you call him?
Yeah,
Did you get that?
No,
313-539-1299 and put him on speaker. Yes.
We're
Ms.
sorry.
Scott, you want to call your attorney?
At this,
Yes, ma'am. I'll call him.
Thank you. To get him, Mr. Nunley?
it's going straight to voicemail.
All right. Mr. Calloway, can you unmute again? Let's see. Let's try it again. See if you're better. Well, Mr. Nunley, try it one more time. Mr. Calloway, answer your phone when it rings. Mr. Nunley's
Sorry.
calling your.
call cannot be,
Mr. Calloway, can you unmute? That's the type of day we're gonna have, Mr. Nunley.
Al and I did this on Monday too. We had the same issues.
Yeah, it's not working.
Well, and I'm not quite sure that I understand how he appears and disappears without coming back through the waiting room. I have no idea how that's happening. It must be that it's sort of connected, but it's not. It's weird. Mr. Mana, I apologize that I apparently set these random cases early. I think that in the future, we'll try to just leave you as the later time. It was my fault.
It makes no difference to me, Judge. I'm here early anyway, so.
Okay.
One half dozen of another, and so it doesn't bother me at all.
Okay, great, thanks. Well, apparently we're getting nothing done anyway, so.
Yeah, your 8:45, my 8:45 is here. I think we're just waiting on.
She is, but Mr. Nasser is her attorney and he is not here. So that's why I asked her to call him. And we'll try again, Mr. Aboud. All right, I guess we just wait a minute till either Mr. Nunley gets him or Mr. Calloway gets back on.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, is this Mr. Calloway?
Yes.
Hey, hold on.
All right, Mr. Nunley, we're good.
I think so. Can you hear the judge, Mr. Calloway?
Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Calloway. Again, sorry about that, but we can do it this way. My understanding is from Mr. Nunley that you're gonna take the plea offer by the prosecutor,
Yes.
and that he asked if you could go out of town, and you can, okay?
Okay.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice of rights form?
I'm doing what? I'm sorry.
You're giving up your rights and you're gonna plead guilty, is that correct?
Yeah, for the hider for 6 months. Right?
Correct, correct. Is that your understanding?
Yes, that's my only option, right?
Well, you have to discuss your options with Mr. Nunley. Do you want to mute for a minute and talk to him, Mr. Nunley?
Sure thing.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Nassar, we have your client on, Miss Scott. Good morning, how are you?
Very well, Judge. How are you doing this morning?
Pretty good. On People versus Krishirian, Scott? Am I butchering your name? I apologize if I am.
No worries, Your Honor. It's Chris Rihanna.
And Mr. Nassar, what are we doing with this case?
Your Honor, I had an opportunity to speak with City Attorney Matt Zick yesterday. There's been an offer by the city. However, based upon Ms. Scott's employment as a Detroit police officer, I'm liaising with the department and members of the union. So we need some more time. Mr. Zick indicated he would have no objection to that. So I'm asking for a 30-day adjournment in order to.
Actually, it's your lucky day. The next date that Heather just gave me will be in front of Judge Oakley, but it's June the 3rd, so you get more than your 30 days.
Perfect.
So it's going to be June the 3rd at 10 a.m.
Perfect.
And that'll be with Judge Oakley. Do you understand, Miss Scott?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
All right, you're all set for today. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Pleasure is always seeing you, Judge.
You too.
Take care.
Mr. Nunley, any luck?
We are ready whenever you are, Judge, with Mr. Calloway.
Okay, going back on the record with People versus Paris Calloway. We are in the middle of taking the plea. Mr. Calloway, do you understand? Do you have any other questions, or do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your rights and it's going to be deferred under HIDA? Is that correct?
Yes. Just a quick question, Judge. So, like, even like driving, if I get pulled over, does that consider getting in trouble or no?
No, realistically, Mr. Nunley would jump back on with you and we would talk about anything. I mean, realistically, the types of things, if you got picked up for drunk driving, that would be a violation. If you got picked up for assault and were charged and convicted, and it's not the charging, it's the conviction anyway. Do you understand?
Yes.
Those are some, I'm just giving you two examples. If you got, let's put it this way, Mr. Calloway, if you get a speeding ticket, I'm not going to stick you with this because you got a speeding ticket.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. And is it true that on or about March the 7th, you were in Van Buren Township and you interfered with the police when they were doing their lawful duty?
Yes.
I'll accept your plea. I'll defer it for 6 months. The fine is $300. Do you need time to pay that?
Judge, he said he posted a $200 bond.
Oh, let me look. Hang on a second. Yeah, he posted a $200 bond that was forfeited back in it was forfeited back in, this doesn't make sense. It says it was forfeited. Oh, that was the prior bond. Yeah, you know what? They put forfeited bond on this file, but it shouldn't have been. There was a bond actually back in March of last year that was forfeited, and then it looks like he posted one in December. This shouldn't be forfeited. Michelle, you're gonna have to check the bond because they stamped this, but it can't be, it should not have been a forfeited bond. Because this is the first pretrial since he posted the bond. So I'll apply the bond, so he'll owe $120. Can you pay that within 30 days, Mr. Calloway?
Within 30 days, yes, I should be able to, yes.
And you can pay it online, you can mail it in, or you can come to the court and pay it live, okay?
34th District Court?
Correct.
Okay.
All right, you're all set. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Okay, so.
And then no trouble for the 6 months and I'll dismiss it. You don't have to come back, okay?
Okay, and what date is that exactly that I'll be off?
6 months from today is, and Mr. Nunley, can you send him your contact information so if he has any problems?
Sure thing.
Can you, or give it to him. He's on the phone. When you mute yourself, Mr. Nunley, give him your phone number. Thanks. Or an email. Good morning, Mr. Aboud. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Mr. Aboud? Can you see me, hear me? Hi, can you hear me? No, you can't hear me. Let's see. Did we lose Mr. Nunley? Actually, Mr. Mena, can you humor me? Call Mr. Aboud, 586-229-7282. Answer your phone, your telephone.
Judge, I have a pretrial at 9 o'clock with Judge Oakley. Should take 2 minutes. It's an adjournment, so I'll be right back.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Judge, I just want to repeat that number back. 586-229-7282.
Yep, that's the number we gave us. Hang on just a second. It's gonna call. Yep. Hold on. Sounds like. Miss Manarino, how are you gonna be here at 11:15 when you have a pretrial and you got live?
I was planning that at some point, because I think my last pretrial is 10 o'clock. I have a
Oh,
gap.
oh,
from 11,
you're
so
not on those. You're not on that May's 11:15 pretrial?
Well, I was thinking that in between, like 10 o'clock pretrials finishing while Mr. Mena's handling some of his airport cases, I would run over there. With
Okay,
him. We'll see how it works.
it's fine. I'm not worried. How far are you?
Like 15 minutes.
Okay. I mean, one way or another, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, and I talked with.
You can just put him on the speaker, Mr. Mena, if you get him. What were you gonna say, Miss Manarino? You talked to, or are they go?
Only one of those trials is going, Judge. Just the
What's,
11.
say it again. Repeat again.
Only the 11:45 trial, which is
McDaniel.
Yeah, the other one on Jennifer Harris, we're gonna move to dismiss that.
What about the Tequila Curtis?
That is an airport case.
Oh, okay.
I only know because I talked to Jeff about it yesterday or Tuesday.
Hang on just a second. Here's the other. Ms. Manorino, on Mr. Atkinson, People versus Alan Atkinson. Good morning, Mr. Atkinson. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Good.
Your Honor, on this one, on the driving on a suspended license, we moved to amend that to a no operator's license on person. And then on the second charge was a possession of marijuana. There was also some paraphernalia, but I'd be willing to dismiss that charge if he pleads to the no operator's license on person.
Dismiss the marijuana?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Atkinson, and I can, if you want to talk to the court-appointed attorney, he'll be back in just a minute. But the offer is that if you plead to no operator's license on person, which would be let me figure it out for you here. It looks like you paid your clearances. The fine would be $445. Then the other case would be dismissed. You can take that plea, or you can wait to talk to the court-appointed attorney if you would like to. It's up to you.
I do appreciate the offer, and I do think it's a fair offer. But I was wondering if
Why don't we talk? Mr. Nunley's back. I'll have you talk to him. Mr. Nunley, Mr. Alan Atkinson, it's a driving on suspended and a drug crime. She's offering to dismiss the drug crime offer to a no ops $445, which there's $200 in bench warrants and late fees. So that would be, you know what I mean? So it would be a total of $445, and then the other case would be dismissed. If you rejoin the breakout room, number 1 that you're already assigned to, and I'll put Mr. Atkinson there, okay? And then Mr. Atkinson, just hit join and you can ask him any questions that you have.
One more time, the offer was?
No ops $445.
And dismiss the drug crime?
Correct. And he already has his clearances. He's paid both clearances, so he should have a license.
Thank you.
Or be cleared with us.
Okay.
All right. The person with the, oh yeah, Mr. Mena, go ahead.
Yes, Judge, I have Mr. Aboud on speakerphone. Yeah, he's having a hard time connecting with his audio.
That's okay.
So I did have an opportunity to speak with him. Mr. Aboud, can you hear us? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
We've offered him, Your Honor, to plead responsible to double parking with a $150 fine and dismiss the plate violation. My understanding that is what he wishes to do.
Can you pay that within 30 days, sir?
Yes.
And you can pay it online. You can come live to the court, or you can mail it in, okay?
No problem.
All right, great. You're all set. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Judge.
Michelle, I have the criminal history on Mr. Calloway. I'm going to set it right here. So if you stick it back in the file. And we have Ms. Kozak joining us. Good morning, Ms. Kozak. How are you? Or Mr. Kozak, it says Anna, but it's for John. Is that correct? Or Thomas, John? Can you hear me? Yes, no, maybe so. Can you hear me, Ms. Kozak? Unmute yourself, lower left. The person, let's see, 5127.
I think it's Travis Walker, Your Honor. That's one of mine.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Walker. Hang on just a second and I'll pull your file. What's the status on this case, Ms. Manorino?
Your Honor, the offer is that if Mr. Walker pleads responsible to the blight, we would dismiss the misdemeanor for the accessory structure, as long as Mr. Walker agrees to correct the ordinance violations, which are some trash and a membrane structure, within 30 days.
Do you understand the offer? And the civil infraction, it's a $180 ticket for blight, and the misdemeanor would be dismissed. If you're interested in taking that plea, or if you want to talk to the MIDC attorney, the court-appointed attorney, I could have you wait for a minute and talk to him. It's up to you.
No, I mean, does it make a difference that it was a rental? So I wasn't aware of anything. There was no warning. I just got the ticket in the mail. Is there a warning process at all?
There was a notice of violation that was sent in July.
To the tenant? As I was told that I talked to the tenant after, and he said he talked to the officer, but he thought he corrected it. He moved the structure to the backyard. He was told that the
Moving it
structure
to
in the driveway was the
backyard
issue.
is not needed. It has to be removed from the property. Those are not permitted under the township ordinances.
Right. Yeah. The officer told him he couldn't have the tent in the driveway. He didn't realize that he also couldn't have it in the backyard, I guess.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, unfortunately, as the property owner, the ordinances do hold you responsible for the property.
Sure.
So
I was just wondering if there was a warning system so the landlords could get the warning as well, and not
I
just
don't
the
know if we
tenants
knew
get the
that.
warning.
The issue is the township doesn't require properties to be registered as rentals, so we didn't know that it was a rental in order
I
to
see.
know, where to send them, that sending it to the house wasn't providing notice to you as opposed to a tenant.
Okay. I mean, is there any improvements we can make to that process? I know Ipsy's got them. I just,
That's something you'd have to take up with the township board.
okay.
And if you want to talk to the court-appointed attorney about it, instead of just taking the plea, you can do that.
Sure.
All right, hang out just a second. And as soon as he jumps back on, I'll have you talk to him.
Okay.
Ms. Kozak,
Thanks.
can you hear me? Lower left, you gotta unmute yourself. Do we think that she can't hear us, or do we think that?
Sorry, I can hear you now. It wasn't working.
Yeah, I got you. I wasn't sure. I was gonna wave at you. Sometimes that works. You're on for Thomas Kozak.
Yeah, his notice to appear said courtroom 1 with your name. On the website it's courtroom 3, so I just called him and he's should be entering in a moment.
Okay, Mrs. Manarino on that case.
Judge, there's no offer, it's just a civil infraction.
No, actually, a dismantled vehicle, it's a you checked it as a civil infraction, and that's a great theory, but apparently it's a misdemeanor.
Oh, I thought it was just a civil infraction.
Yeah, it's checked as a civil infraction.
I thought when we amended, I'd have to look. I thought when we amended the ordinances, that was when we changed to a civil infraction.
It doesn't look like it because we put it
Okay.
in our system as a misdemeanor.
Okay.
So with that being said,
Well, given that, what we could do then is amend it from the misdemeanor to civil infraction of blight, with the ordinance violation to be corrected within 30 days.
So the dismantled vehicle, my understanding is that means they don't run. All his vehicles run.
No, that's
it
actually
could also mean that it doesn't have a plate on it. It has to be legally registered and plated.
Okay, so as long as it runs and it's legally registered, he's fine.
Yes.
Okay, great. Also his notice to appear was for suspended license. So there's been a lot of issues with receiving mail after the date for like his appearance or after the date at which
Hey,
he was
Michelle,
supposed to.
run his name for me. Thomas Kozak.
Mhm.
I'm running him in the system right now. Hang on just a second and we'll take a look at it. Hang on 1 minute.
Thank
Mr.
you so much.
Nunley, Mr. Nunley on Mr. Atkinson.
May I speak with Angela briefly, please?
Yep, hang on just a second. Go ahead and rejoin room number 1 and I'll stick Miss Manarino there too.
Thank you, Judge.
Yep. Good morning, Mr. Freed. How are you?
Good morning, Your Honor. Long time no see.
It has been a very long time. How are you?
You look wonderful, so I presume you're feeling great.
I am. Thank you.
That's very important.
How are you doing?
I am doing great. I'm trying to, deal with the COVID, stay out of my friend's way and stay out of some of your friends' way.
Yeah, fair enough. What case are you here on?
I am here on Nina Kalasho, and I have not had the honor of speaking with Mr. Menya yet.
What's your client's last name? I apologize.
Kalasho, Your Honor.
Spelled with a C or a K?
Kalasho.
Okay, hang on just a second. Let me pull the file. Got it. She is not appearing with you this morning, I take it?
She is sitting right next to
Oh,
me. Your
okay,
Honor.
okay, perfect. Mr. Mena,
She's a little shy.
no, she's totally fine. Mr. Mena, you want me to do a breakout room? I have the offer, but you want me to do a breakout room with?
Yeah,
Sure.
let's do a breakout room so I can talk to Mr. Mena.
Yeah, be happy
Perfect.
to, Judge.
Yep, I'm gonna put you in breakout room number 2.
Number
Mr.
2 is my
Freed,
number. I
go
love
ahead
it.
and hit join. And Mr. Cole, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Judge.
Let me pull your file. Hang on just a second. And Mr. Cole, do you have an attorney?
Yes, Judge.
I have it, Christina Joseph. Nice. Okay. Well, all we're doing is waiting on Miss Joseph then. So if you just mute yourself and as soon as she shows up, we'll do your case.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Perfect. Thank you. Mr. Thompson, can you hear me?
Yes,
Good morning. How are you?
good. Should I have my video on?
You're good for right this second. I'll tell you when you need to put it on, but let me pull your case. And do you have an attorney?
No, not right now.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll wait for Miss Manarino to come back, and then as soon as she's back, we'll talk about whatever the plea offer is, and then whether you want to talk to the attorney or not, okay? So just
right.
hang out for a minute.
Okay.
Mr. Atkinson, do you see an option to rejoin the breakout room?
Am I in
Did
here?
you want to know, are you trying to rejoin? Mr. Atkinson, if you touch your screen, it'll show that you're still in breakout room number 1. And if you hit rejoin, then Mr. Nunley can meet you there. Can you
Right.
figure that out? While he's working on that, on Mr. Kozak, Ms. Kozak, we looked it up. You had a driving on suspended that they reduced to a no ops. You got a 20% late notice fee separate from this, that you owe a total of $504 on that file. And the plea was taken in November. It's actually on the file, Michelle, if I would pay attention. The plea was taken November the 17th and he never paid it.
Okay, so he has spoken to whoever takes payment at the court several times to either try to get a record of what he owes or
He
confirm
owes,
that he
I'm
owes.
telling you, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
explain to you, he owes $504. So you can either
Right.
come live and make the payment, you can pay it online, or you can mail it in, okay?
Well, my issue is he has not received notice of that and just got a notice in the mail yesterday
He
that his
received
license is
notice
suspended
when he
once
took
more.
the plea, and I'm explaining to you that
Mhm.
he took a plea on November the 17th in front of one of the judges or the magistrate, and he was told at that time that he owed the money, and he must have said that he would pay within 30 days. He never paid it. So he knew at the time because he was on a Zoom with somebody and he took the plea.
I did call to pay and they had me pay $220 extra. They said I overpaid on one ticket and that I was just owed $220 left, so I paid that day.
Well, how many? You have 15 or 20 open cases on that had been open. So, I mean, part of the problem is you've had a ton of cases as we've applied the monies. Michelle, somebody pull that failed to display file for me if Heather knows where it's at. Or actually, what's the amount owed without the 20%? Let's talk about the dismantled vehicle. Well, in the first place, Ms. Kozak, why are you on this call?
Because my brother is not really certain why he keeps getting these notices when he was
Okay,
under
but
the
are you an
impression he paid.
attorney? Are you an attorney?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, what's your P number?
84465.
Okay. Do you understand my concern on you speaking on his behalf if you're not an attorney?
Oh yeah, on my name I put my P number in. It must have just been too long, but it had like appearing on behalf of Thomas Kozak as well.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, it just says your name. I actually thought you were his wife.
Nope.
420. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to waive the 20% late fee because of the confusion. And I'm going to make it that he owes 420, which was the
Okay.
original before the late fees. Can he pay that within 30 days or does he need a payment plan? Let's start.
No,
with
he
that.
can pay that within 30 days. I think his bigger concern is as of yesterday, he received notice that his license was suspended.
Because of this?
Yeah, for failure
No,
to make
I'm
this.
not asking you. I'm asking my imaginary friend in the background.
Okay.
Waive it. Tell him to waive and remove. I'll waive and remove that. Pay the 420 within 30 days. Let's talk about the dismantled vehicle. Ms.
Yeah, the
Manarino,
dismantled vehicles, he can register those within the week.
So are you going to plead to that? She offered a civil infraction of blight, which is a $180 ticket.
That's fine.
Can that be paid within 30 days too?
Yes, correct. That
All
can
right,
be paid within 30
so
days.
I'm going to amend it to a civil infraction of blight, $180, pay within 30 days. So the 180 and the 420 is the total of 600. He can pay it live at the court where he'd come and the court officers will take his money and give him a receipt. He can mail it in or he can pay it online. Does that work?
Great. Thank you so much.
We're all set. Yep. Thanks. Glad we got it cleared up. Thank you very
Yep,
much.
thank
And
you, Your Honor.
I'll waive his, I'll get his FAC taken care of with the Secretary of State too.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Bye.
All right, now back to, I don't know where I'm at. Mr. Nunley with, hello, Miss Joseph. Mr. Nunley with, Mr. Atkinson.
Yeah, so after speaking with the prosecutor and with Mr. Atkinson, he has decided to avail himself of the offer of no ops on person with dismissal of the driving while license suspended and the drug crime.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your rights as listed in the advice of rights form?
Yes.
And is it true that back in 2017, it's an old case, June of 2017, that you didn't have a valid driver's license in your possession?
Yes.
And I did say the total was 445. I'm going to back it out because there are some late fees and stuff, but I'll go backwards and calculate it. Do you need time to pay that or can you pay that within 30 days?
How much is the fine?
445.
I can pay it by May. Is that okay with the court?
Pay by when?
Mid-May. I'm not looking.
Well, I'll give you a payment plan then. Why don't I do, can you pay $50 or $100 a month?
Yes, I can do that.
All right, then which one?
Oh, I'm sorry. I can pay $100 a month.
I'm going to write payment plan 100 a month. And then we have an email for you of Alan Atkinson 11111 at gmail.com. Is it 5 ones?
5 1, yep.
Perfect. Yep. And a phone number of 313-208-0386.
Yes.
Hard address of 12867 Peyton in Detroit.
Yes.
Perfect. Then I will put that in the system. We'll send you a payment plan, make the payments, and you'll be done with us. I'll dismiss the other case.
And when the payments are made, that's when I will basically receive a dismissal letter.
No, we're dismissing the other case. I amended them and did the dismissal that you're pleading on the no ops right now. I'm dismissing
Okay,
the
I
other
got you.
case.
I just wasn't clear on that. Question to
No,
ask.
that's fine.
Is it possible for me to get a copy of all this emailed to me, if that's possible?
They should email you. Michelle, will you make sure he gets this email the payment plan and stuff. She'll email it to you.
I
All right.
appreciate it because my mail, it's just not always reliable.
Okay, I will make that notation, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Freed on People versus Nina Colascio. Actually, can you hang on just a second? Ms. Manarino, can you tell me, first of all, Mr. Nunley, I have Travis Walker on somewhere, and he's a blight and a technical requirements. The offer is if he pleads to the blight 180, that the other case will be dismissed. And he's a landlord. He had some concerns because they didn't notify him, but Van Buren Township doesn't have a requirement for landlords to register their property. So it just goes to the property, but he wanted to talk to you first.
Okay.
All right. So if you rejoin room number 1, Mr. Nunley, I'll put Mr. Walker there. Go ahead and hit join. And then now on Nina Colascio, Mr. Freed, you're muted. Good.
Good morning, Your Honor. Harold Freed on behalf of Ms. Colascio. I've had a chance to discuss it with the city attorney. My client is going to be pleading guilty to double parking. The original charge will be dismissed. The fine would be $300. I've discussed it with her. She wishes to plead responsible to that charge of double parking and pay the $300 fine.
Can you pay that within 30 days, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, make the payment within 30 days and you're all set. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much and have a great day.
Always good seeing you, Your Honor.
You too. Miss Joseph, you're on Christopher Cole.
Yes, I am. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Miss Manarino, have you talked to Miss Manarino yet, Miss Joseph?
Yes, Judge, we have talked. We're asking for this matter to be set for a final pretrial.
I have a pretrial date of either April 15th or May 20th, your choice.
Judge, I would take the April 15th date.
April 15th at 8:50, and that's with Judge Oakley.
Okay, thank you very much, Judge.
Can I